For centuries, Prizren has been one of the cultural hearts of the Balkans. A city shaped by empires, architecture and artistic life. As part of the Ottoman Empire, among others, it boasts the Sinan Pasha Mosque, built in 1615, the Gazi Mehmet Pasha bathhouse, which was also erected during Ottoman rule, and the Prizren Castle, which offers a panoramic view of the city. But today, one of Prizren's most cherished cultural landmarks is suffering. In its old town, Kosovo's oldest cinema, the Lumbardhi, which opened in 1952 in socialist Yugoslavia, has been inactive and in need of full restoration. It first operated as an indoor cinema, then as a public outdoor offering in 1959. It flourished for many decades, until the Kosovo War struck in the late 90s and financial and logistical difficulties meant it could no longer function properly.
After the war, its technology was made redundant and it could no longer be operated the same way. Restoring cultural infrastructure was not a priority at those times, and local authorities had an intention to turn it into a parking lot or a shopping mall. Therefore, civil society, DocuFest, the cultural organizations stopped two attempts in 2007 and 2014 for the demolition and privatization of the cinema, and since 12 years we've been actively advocating for it to be restored and revitalized as a cinema and a cultural community hub in Prizren.
For several years, the cinema waited for funding from the European Union, which was frozen after Brussels imposed restrictive measures on Kosovo. And while Kosovo is not an EU member, the decision came about after tensions in the country's Serb-majority north. According to the Kosovo think tank GAP Institute for Advanced Studies, approximately $720 million of funding was suspended, including just over $17 million for the cultural sector. The EU's measures had affected the city's long-running DocuFest film festival. But following the EU Western Balkans Summit in mid-December, the EU decided to lift those measures.
Ne e mirpresim vendimin e Bashkimit Evropian për të hequr masat që ishin vendosur Kosovës. Ato ishin të padrejta që në ditën e parë, sepse së pari institucionet e Republikës Kosovës nuk ishin shkaktare të eskalimit të situatës në 4 komunat në veri të vendit tonë, dhe së dyti, sepse deskalimi i situatës ishte pikërisht merit e institucioneve të Republikës së Kosovës.
Amid the restrictions, the cinema's director says the Ministry of Culture was able to fund some of its restoration efforts.
So since last summer, we have vacated the cinema and a restoration process has begun, which we expect to last for about 2 years. And in one hand, secure the structure of the building and create suitable conditions for its running, from heating and cooling and installation to offices and renewal of certain parts of it, up to the preservation of various heritage qualities that the building has and preservation of its identity. So this process is going on, and we work in close collaboration with the Ministry of Culture and Regional Center for Cultural Heritage, which is in charge of the project. Whereas the lifting of the measures does not directly affect this process because it's already cancelled as a project by the EU. However, I think it's a positive step that finally these unjust measures are lifted and there is room for possible future collaboration with the EU in other projects and for a broader development agenda. The site is very important to the film community in Kosovo and the region, obviously, because it was brought to their attention by the festival that started 24 years ago. But it's also very important to the citizens of Prizren where 3 to 4 generations of people were raised in that cinema. And that cinema came only 20 years after electricity first came to the town. So it was a platform for seeing the world and building the imagination of a whole city. And it's very dear to us. And it was a strong point of resistance against government. And by making it a cultural heritage site because of its importance to collective memory.
With that stability in mind, it's hoped that Prizren's oldest cinema will be brought back to life, so it can continue to shape the future of art in the city. Adam Aminu, Across the Balkans.